what's up, bro? We got some really exciting updates, and it's just good to do progress updates, keep the community updated on everything we're working on, what's going to be delivered. You know how we roll here by this point.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just give everyone a couple minutes to get in, get settled. If you guys have any communities that you're a part of that you want to, let them know that we're doing a little voice chat. Let them know so they can come in and hear from us directly. Del, I'm expecting an update from you on that mixtape. I don't know if we have any updates on that, but the whole community's been waiting. So
I let Del speak if he wants to say anything. If he just wants to listen, that's cool too.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, so the reason for this voice chat is actually Del's gonna drop his new single track off the new Dream mixtape. So just kidding, of course. For those of you who aren't in on the inside joke, we did an AMA with Jake Paul the other day, who's one of the ambassadors of the project. He really likes what we're doing over here. He's personally invested himself and his team, and we had a funny AMA with him the other day. Sorry, go ahead, Drew.
Quick correction. He hasn't invested yet. We're in talks with him, and that was one of our updates for later, just about that, because he clearly said on our chat with him that let's be in touch, because he's genuinely interested in investing. Like a lot of projects before have gotten Jake Paul to do a quick tweet. I mean, this was
Tell him he should probably buy the dip.
Yeah. We've been in contact with him. He's a busy guy though, so like for a guy like that who he could have over $100 million for sure. Like you never really know what a guy like that has. I mean, investing 100K, 250K to him to make $1 million or to like in the short term it's not moving the needle for him. So it's not like top priority. He doesn't care if he's buying in at a 10 million valuation, 20 million valuation in the short term. It's like he believes in it, and if he does invest, he's going to really get behind this and help us push it to some serious numbers. So,
Right.
He hasn't actually invested yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good correction. I know his VC fund, anti-fund, actually, when they do invest, typically it's between 100 and 300K. It's actually listed if you go to the anti-fund website. That's the numbers that they actually quote there.
His business partner John, who was our connect to Jake, he actually put in 20K himself into Dream before we had Jake. That was kind of how we got the deal done, because John genuinely liked this, put in his own money on no special deal, nothing. And then he went to Jake and said, this project's sick. I know the guy's running it. Let's make something happen. And Jake was like, wow, this is a sick idea. I'm in. And then we got on FaceTime with Jake, pitched him a bit more about it, and he's like, let's do it. And within 2 days, we had him on the spaces. So that's how that deal happened. And it was genuine. Like,
it was so genuine and like such a perfect fit. And I loved how he talked about like his struggles with mental health. And I never thought about it, like, because you always look at the guy and you think, oh man, that guy's got like the best life ever, buying mansions in Puerto Rico, knocking people out left and right, making them tattoo his name on their bodies, and you see him with the ladies and the life and the glamour. But you don't take into effect what it took for him to get there. And he was a young kid at 14 and jettisoned into this spotlight of YouTuber fame. And I can tell you firsthand, it comes with a bunch of trolling, a bunch of negativity, and I can only imagine what a 14-year-old kid like that would deal, how he would deal with it. And that was interesting to hear him talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Drew, do you want to just cancel the voice chat in the Telegram group? I think some of the people are confused, thinking it's still there.
Yeah, definitely.
We already announced it's here, but yeah, there's just a timer. Cool. So yeah, we have a bunch of updates for you guys today. So personally, what I'm going to be talking about is a couple partnerships. We're working at getting official appearances at some conferences around the world. We really feel that we want to posit Dream as, we want to work at networking with really large investors and really large people. There's a couple massive entities that we're talking to right now that if I name drop them, you guys would probably freak out, but I don't want to name drop things too early, because when we do the reveal, I want it to be proper, both on behalf of us and on behalf of the these major entities that we're talking to. So What I can say, though, without giving away too much, is that, I'm personally in contact with the head of one of the largest um, crypto news organizations, on the planet. Basically, this is, someone, if I said their name, everyone in this room would know them. But I've personally been connected, with their senior vice president and their head of events. Now, this unknown entity that I'm not going to name quite yet actually runs a bunch of conferences around the world. These conferences, they do talks and panels with industry leaders, industry professionals. And they actually, a few of them were listening in on that chat the other day we did with Jake. And after that chat, actually, a few of them personally reached out to Drew and I, and they said they wanted to hear more about our mission, more about the project, and that they really liked what we were talking about. There's this underlying sense, in the crypto community, at these events, there's often talks about doing social good, right? How can we give back as an industry? And these people that we're talking to feel that that's a really important talk that needs to be, talked about. And they see us as one of the leaders in the space, that's burgeoning and working up towards really being a huge player there. And they want us to be a key player and key speaker at some of these events, which is going to have huge exposure for us. So I can't reveal, exactly who that is or exactly where we're going. But just know that that's in the works. I'm in contact with the senior vice president of this company, the head of events there, and we're looking at multiple different events that they're running around the world, in Dubai, in New York City, and all around, where we're looking at building an official capacity for Dream to be there, both in having a booth. I might actually do some public talks there and do some networking on behalf of Dream and really try to take us to the next level. Because building things from the ground up, through Telegram here and through Twitter and stuff is a beautiful grassroots movement. But the next stage and the next step to all this is working with the big players who are at these conferences and doing networking behind closed doors and really taking this. That's how you become a top 100, top 200 crypto, right? You start here and then you grow much bigger. So that's what I'm personally working on, really, really hard behind the scenes. And yeah, I'm just super excited once I can finally start name dropping these things. But out of respect for both our partners and our goals in the project, a lot of this stuff has to stay wrapped for the time being.
Yeah,
But that's a
you
little update
definitely
from my side.
you definitely don't want to be name dropping it. That's a good idea because as soon as you do that, people, you know how word spreads, and then if it doesn't happen or it's not the exact partnership that's mentioned, it's just not the way to do it. It's better if it's a surprise. But you guys know that the team's working hard on this. So as City's doing stuff like that, focusing on the conferences and a bit more in-person stuff. I'm focusing more on big scale digital partnerships. Our mission, it's unreal if we can get some of these top, like, world renowned, well known crypto names to associate with us and say they support our mission. We do initiatives with them. If we could get an exchange, like say a KuCoin or someone like that, I'm not really too interested in Whitebit or Hotbit. I'm more interested in a bigger tier one, and we do have some connections there. I mean, these aren't easy deals to get done, but imagine we get something like that where they come out and support us and they say Dream is the first token we're actually working with and listing with. Um, the regulated trading hours. We love their mission. Like that, deals like that are just massive. So that's on the partnership side. That was in our agenda for a bit later in the call, but I guess we covered most of that now. So let's jump into a bit more here. All right, so I wanted to talk quickly just about the current price action. To anyone who's, an experienced crypto investor, there's always going to be ups and downs. I look at it all. I'm a very optimistic person, but to me, it's a pretty clear positive to shake out some more, like just that final batch of private sailors. A lot of people put in an ETH, 2 ETH, and it turned into 4 or 5 ETH, and they see the price drop and they want to get out their initial. It's totally understandable. It's much better to do it now. This is why we released the whole private sale. It's better to get as many of those tokens out as possible into the hands of people who believe in this long term. So it doesn't scare me at all. The way I look at it, instead of looking at like, oh shit, we dipped from 16 cents down to 10 cents, I look at it like, well, last week after we released the private sale, we were at 5 cents and had resistance at 8 cents, and we broke through that. And now when you see it at 10 cents, it seems super low, and we just ate that dip. So that's really the way to look at these things. And I think with the goals here, I mean, and what we're delivering, we all know where this could go. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference in the short term. If the price is 10 cents, 12 cents, 16 cents, it's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. And sometimes I kind of laugh. I open the Telegram, and there was some guy the other day who was just like, "Bro, why the dumps today?" And like we pumped up to 22 cents and then dropped to like 16, but we started at like 13. So we were actually up on like where we started, and we pumped all the way up to like 22 cents or whatever. And I'm laughing. This guy's looking at a time scale of like 5 hours of trading since we opened, right? And he's freaking out, and it's like, I need you guys to understand that Dream, the people that this isn't a meme token. This isn't like a 6 month project or a 2 month project. Like Dream, honestly, we measure the success of Dream in months and years, right? Like where are we going to be, 12 months from now? Where are we going to be 24 months from now? Like that's the way I measure the success of Dream. And this short-term price action, while it's important and we want to bring people in and we want to get excited about the daily opens and the daily closes and stuff, you know I wouldn't be focusing too much on the daily price action and what's going on in there, right? Think longer term with this. The team here is super committed. The people we have putting their names behind this, like you don't get Bruce Silkoff and Susan O putting their name behind something unless it has the potential to become a top 200 or top 100 crypto, right? Like, these are people who work, their professional lives are based around who they associate themselves with. They're running major companies. This isn't even a question of like, in some coins, it's like, oh, are the devs doxxed? It's like, dude, the people behind this company are running, like, the people behind Dream are running massive companies, right? They're speaking at TED events. They all have huge professional careers, and they're putting their names, their faces, and their brands behind this. So that should just give you a little bit of solace. So sometimes when I look in the Telegram chat and someone's like, "Oh, why dump if there's like a couple sells over the course of an hour?" It's like, look at who's on the team, look at the future trajectory of this, look at the negotiations we're having, look at the caliber of celebrity partnerships that we're bringing to the table. I mean, measure the success of Dream not in hours or minutes, measure it in years, right? This is something we want to grow this to be a serious competitor in the space.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little bit on that note as well when we're thinking about price action.
Yeah, definitely good point. But I mean, we do have short term goals too, and we've released so many things, and we've hit every single date on our roadmap. So I don't know if you guys are taking notice to the types of people buying up these tokens, but like, I mean, I'm a hawk with monitoring the wallets, and I always like to know what's going on in a token I'm running, and I'm just saying, like, I saw a couple people who bought yesterday and sold today. Like, seriously, what are you expecting to happen in a day? Like, you really think that you're gonna 3x in 24 hours? Like, that's just not realistic. And in tokens that do that, it's all like, there's countless examples of ones that have just crashed so hard. And I mean, it happened to us even on day one. We went up way too quickly, people made too many x's, and then you see an all-time crash. It's not the healthiest way to grow. I mean, I could just list off so many, like mini Doge, boom, they launched up to $300 million. Where's it now? It's under 10 million. So many examples like that where it's just not sustainable. So we're really doing this the right way, and we're going to keep delivering. So that's kind of our thoughts on. But it's all whales who believe in this long term, who are going to be holding this thing to well over $1, who are buying up these tokens. And I mean, check the wallets. We're getting new whales in every day, but a lot of the whales are just topping up and realizing that they're bringing their money over from other tokens because they see the potential here. And anyone who trades tokens and is an experienced crypto investor can kind of see that we're doing this on another level with the transparency, communication, what's been delivered already, and it's also just a phenomenal idea. That's the thoughts there. Okay, maybe City, you can give an update on the game, the current contest, update on the mobile version, and version 2 of the game where people can earn tokens without the leaderboard, and how that's going to be integrated into the app.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, if one of the mods or one of the team members here, if they could throw into the Telegram chat, the staking page, the UI for the staking page that was posted, and the loyalty PDF. They should be publicly available there. If you could throw that in the chat, I just want everyone to have a look at that while we talk about a couple things. So yeah, first I kind of want to talk about, if we open the roadmap here, I'll type the roadmap in the chat while we're all waiting. Perfect. So let's all have a look at the roadmap. We can see, we're crushing all our goals here. The next thing that we have coming up is the staking launch, right? So, I had actually talked to the DApp team about this, and I'm like, we don't have to have the whole DApp. We don't have to have, the full, scope of the portal out by the 7th, but just make sure that the staking page is up, it's usable, and everyone can get their coins staked by the 7th. And these absolute maniacs over there. Now, I looked in the chat today, and they're getting the portal up and running. They're getting a bunch of different things. So they're absolutely crushing our deadlines over there. But I just want to highlight sort of the next big thing that we're all looking at if we all focus on that roadmap is the staking launch. And why is that important for us to get out super early? It's important because we want all the people who are long-term holders and believers in Dream to be rewarded for that, right? We're all about investment for the long term here. We've talked about our loyalty program. We'll be continuously rewarding people who are in for the long term by allowing them to get into other launches on our pad, rewarding them a variety of different ways, and staking is just the first way that we're doing that. So it's really, really important that we make that commitment to our investors and our holders very early on. So staking's coming up super, super soon. We see that as super bullish because it takes a bunch of money, out of the open market. It parks it in pools. So we can, and it's actually bullish for the community to start looking at look how much of the supply is actually staked, right? Because that's that much more of it. We don't have to worry about volatility, and we can actually start to see how many of the people are in this, for the long term. Which we know we've talked privately with a lot of the people who are investing big money in Dream, and they're all in this for the long term. So we're super excited to share, the metrics on how much is everything being staked. For some of you that are maybe newer to staking, this is a great way for you to learn about that. We're all about educating our community here. So this will be a really great staking pool for you guys to get into, earn some rewards on your tokens, and, continue to appreciate value as well. So I just wanted to give, focus our eyes there as a community on staking, which is coming up very shortly. And, we're super excited to get that to you guys. Additionally, I just want to highlight, if someone could find that loyalty PDF, remember we do have our loyalty program. So once the full DApp is unveiled, we're going to be unveiling the loyalty badges, which will be posted in the Discord. You have a little badge next to your name, and you'll also be able to interact with that through the DApp. So what that means is people who are holding their bags over the long term, right, and they're not showing frequent sell activity. We want you to look at Dream as your ticket into the whole ecosystem that we're building here, right? So we have the launch pad, we have the NFT art house, we have a variety of different things that our loyal holders are going to be rewarded for. And basically your loyalty badge is your ticket into that. Right. So while your Dream tokens are going to continue to appreciate in value, and you're going to get a ton of value out of that, we really want you to see them as a ticket into the broader ecosystem that we're building here. So for those of you who are not familiar with our loyalty badge program, I'll have one of the mods post that in the chat so you can get familiarized with that. And that'll be something that, we'll be building into the portal as well.
Yeah. Great info. And also, you jumped ahead a bit and covered some of the staking stuff, which was a future item on our agenda for today. But yeah, great updates there. I think on the roadmap we have February 7th. We'll try to beat it, but I think that would be a good goal if we're ready with all the staking. So Monday night, and then Monday maybe we'll release some sneak peeks, get everybody hyped up, and then everyone can actually stake their tokens Monday night, and then we have all of next week to really educate on that and start getting a high percentage of the total supply staked is the goal, and advertise those rewards and get people on board, because passive income is one of the hot topics in crypto right now, and just makes a lot of sense. Also, I want to talk quickly about, since I see the chart now. So that last sell, which comes from the contract owner, there's something with Dex tools today. I don't really know what it is because I've never seen it before. So for those of you who don't know, the way that these contracts work is there's a tax. The project, it's expensive to run something like this, of course, especially to bring in the type of talent that we're bringing in and build out all these utilities. I mean, it's run like any other business. You have a lot of expenses, and the way that the project is funded is through the tax. So the contract collects tokens and it sells them when enough tokens accumulate. For some reason today on Dex Tools, it's showing up like the owner wallet is literally selling those tokens on Uniswap instead of building them into the other cells, which is just not the case. I mean, there's no way that on a project like this, we're going to be dumping 5 ETH on our community out of the team tokens. That's just not happening. And the only reason why the team tokens are unlocked right now is because we're going to be depositing a bunch of our tokens into the new staking contract and for the play to earn rewards. So we'll lock those up again right after we've deposited them. But we're talking to Dex Tools to see what's going on there. There was some FUD about it this morning, but I can promise you guys that the team is definitely not selling tokens, and that's just the way that Dex Tools is showing it. And we've actually been doing buybacks with that money for the day, just to kind of keep our price more stable heading into our staking release. So that's the update on that. City mentioned the art house, which is part of our DApp. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and what we've lined up. So the art house is, I mean, every single project right now has NFTs on their roadmap, and I'm not the biggest fan of that because NFTs are so hard to do properly, and 1 out of every 10,000 collections is going to be sustainable, like, and be here for the long run. I don't want our community members to end up with a lot of worthless JPEGs, even though I'm confident that we could probably put together something cool. That's not the way that we want to do NFTs here. So what I want to do is leverage other big communities and work with reputable already NFT artists who have good projects out there and have followers of their own to do 101 NFTs for us. So we already have Frankie Nines confirmed. He's already working on it. He'll be the first release, and he's the artist and brains behind Subducks, which is my personal favorite NFT collection. And I mean, I can guarantee right now, I'd be willing to go 10, 20 ETH out of my own pocket on that piece because I just need to have it. And the way that it'll work is you'll have to bid in Dream, and it's ideally going to be right in our DApp. We're still working on the logistics if like it'll be connected to OpenSea or if we'll be able to host it on our own. But the idea is that we run an auction for it in Dream. So I'll have to buy 10, 20 ETH worth of Dream to put my bid in. And then a small piece of it will go back to the artists for their time, and some of it will go back to the Dream holders, and then another chunk to our foundation, which benefits mental health. So it's kind of a win-win-win for everyone, and the person paying the money, which on the first one, I mean, good luck outbidding me, but it'll be
Good luck outbidding me, Drew.
yeah. So I mean, it's a win-win-win because I'm gonna have that piece for life. Like, come on, the Frankie Nines first ever Dream collab NFT, like I'm gonna cherish that for life, and I'm gonna get an artist to blow it up and put it on my wall as well. So we have Frankie Nines guaranteed as the first one. Crypto Bats expressed interest that they would like to be the second one to make like a sick bat in the clouds or something that benefits mental health and has the dreams theme. I mean, there's so much we can do, and I have a lot of connections with the guys running these big NFT projects. So that's what the art house is, and it all benefits Dream and the foundation.
Yep, absolutely. Like Drew said, we're looking at partnering with big name artists in the space and actually having them create really valuable NFTs for that benefit the project here. I mean, it's one thing for all these tokens go and launch their own collection, and a very small percentage of them are actually successful. But if we can actually use our connections to get really sought after artists to do pieces for Dream, that leverages communities around the space that are already built, and gets spreads the word in a really positive light. So we're super excited to share more about the art house as it develops. We're also talking to like really smart NFT minds in the space about what they would like to see in a platform like Dream. Looking at NFTs. So yeah, super exciting stuff happened there. We're excited to share more with you guys as
I
that
want to
develops.
segue into the next thing.
Yep.
So for our foundation, we want to really prove that we're the real deal here and are serious about benefiting mental health, and we're not just using that as a cash grab angle to pump our price. So we do have the legitimate foundation set up. We went ahead and really improved, and I mentioned this, but we haven't shown it to anyone. We really improved our foundation website. So if you look at the Dream Twitter, I just put a sneak peek of the website up for the foundation. Let me make sure I did the right one. But that's not the domain. It's going to be at proper domain, dreamfoundation.io, but it's just up on a test server. But you can see there how professional it looks. And the goal of this is to associate, like, first of all, we can legally take donations and run fundraisers and all that stuff. But the goal is to have something really professional, and it's a lot bigger than just the Dream coin and the Dream chain. The foundation, the goal is to use crypto in general to benefit mental health and do initiatives that help mental health in general and also mental health in crypto. So we can partner with a lot of big companies through there. A lot of celebrities who would never want to associate with crypto coins can partner with the foundation. So that's a really valuable tool for us. And we got feedback in the early days. Like, we had a couple really big top influencers lined up who have like massive names and never really touched like BSC projects. And their feedback was, we want you to prove to us that this is really for real. And the way that we felt best to do that was to really make this legitimate organization and come out with a separate roadmap for the charity as well. So there's your proof that it's all in the works.
Should we circle back to the game contest and the mobile version, Drew?
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. Yeah. So the leaderboards are. I see you guys are absolutely crushing the leaderboards. Hopefully, you guys like the bot that we put in the Telegram. That's continuously sharing the scores. So just to update everyone who's not fully aware of what's going on. So basically, we're giving away a ton of Dream for our first week for the top 10 scores on that leaderboard. So I see already the first place person has 36,000 points, which is absolutely insane. We had a blast actually creating this game for you guys. And we just want it to be something fun that you guys can earn some tokens, after hours. You can, participate with one another. We believe is one of the foundational tenets at Dream, that play is important, that we can play with each other as a community. I think that's an important part when we talk about overall wellness, being able to play with one another. So that's something that, that was one of the core tenets and the core reason behind designing this game for you guys. I don't want to be confused with other pay to earn projects or play to earn projects whose main thing is their game, right? That's absolutely not what's going on here. This is just a side thing for you guys, for the community to have fun with, that we'll continue to expand on over time and continue to offer different ways for you guys to play. So the first way that we're doing that is the leaderboard tournament, which you guys are absolutely crushing right now. I thought I was good at this game. I've been helping design it over the past months, and you guys are already blowing my high scores out of the water. So good on you for that. And then, so first it's the leaderboard. And then we're actually going to be, after that, we're going to be implementing the ability to just earn tokens passively while playing the game, right? So the way that'll work, after the leaderboard challenges are done, we'll be, doing an update where you can just play and earn tokens over time and then claim them straight to your wallet from there. So we'll be updating more on that as it comes in. The dev is basically just making sure that everything's wired properly, that everything's secure and protected in terms of the wallets that are actually going to be funding the game, and we'll get updates out on that soon. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy the leaderboard tournament. We're giving away quite a bit of Dream for places 1 to 10. So have fun with that, and then we're already starting to conceptualize different ways to expand the game over time and add a version 2 to it, and continue to grow it within the DApp. So once the DApp is fully released, we'll actually be embedding the game right into the DApp there. So everything will be accessible through the portal. That's kind of our goal with the portal, is to have the staking there, our pad there, the NFT house there. So all of our utility is in one sort of cohesive space for you guys to be able to access. So yeah, that's kind of the update on the game here.
Yeah, I think a lot of good updates here. Obviously stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're working on that we'll get done, and we'll just drop that as it comes in. Just a couple reminders. So we did announce that we have Tyson Fury as an ambassador who's going to be coming on board. That will be next week, I believe. I mean, it's really important to me for that. Like, I know David Gockstein's a supporter of us, and if you can parlay like a big celebrity name like that and add somebody like a David Gockstein with just a massive crypto following onto the same space, the eyeballs are like on steroids, because you have all these crypto people who are joining the space because they're curious, and the reach of people to pitch and educate on Dream is just significantly bigger. So it was a bit of a challenge before. Like we were supposed to do it with Tyson last week, but it's hard to line. Like when you have two people like that who are extremely busy, it's hard to line them up at the same time. So luckily we got Jake to do the spaces this week, but Tyson should be next week, and we also have the one after that lined up. Who's a really big NFL player. I'll say that now. So that's what's coming in the next couple weeks in terms of the spaces, and that's just like more reach, educate people on it, brand awareness, and I think that's the best way to do it. And then we said that we're in talks with Jake and a lot of people who want to come over and be a part of Dream for the long term. A lot of whales from Saitama, Shiba Inu, a lot of people who think that Dream could be the next one to be on that scale and love the purpose and mission.
Yeah, so a lot of really solid updates today. Just to highlight once more, what I'm focusing my time on now is really, getting us in places where we can start to spread the mission in circles outside of Telegram and outside of Twitter, and really start, networking with individuals who have a lot of influence in the space, and start getting us in, some conferences and some talks all around where we can begin to spread the mission in some different circles than we've been doing it so far. So that's my pledge to you guys. I'm going to continue to work really hard at that to make sure that we're being networked in the circles that matter to take us sort of to the next level here. But yeah, I'm just super happy to be a part of this community. I love what we're doing here. It's a pleasure every day to be able to wake up and work on this project and be a part of this team. So yeah, let's just keep moving up, guys.
Cool. So let's open the floor quickly for questions, or if anybody wants to come speak, and then we'll wrap it up and get back to work. We got an hour before close, and then keep it coming with big releases and getting closer and closer to the eventual launch of the Dream Chain, which I can't wait for.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, anything, feel free to raise your hand, and we'll allow you to speak and take the floor.
All right, Golfer 1969. I allowed you to speak. Yeah, you're good.
Oh yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you with regards to the Tyson Fury thing. So is he actually like, going to be like a long-term supporter, or is it something short-term with regards to him? Because I love Tyson.
So we pitched him on the idea. He loves it. He agreed to do kind of the Twitter space, hear what we're all about. He isn't committed to investing any of his own money in yet or anything, but he's going to be our special guest, talk about mental health, which is extremely important to him. He's going to give us like a really nice tweet saying that he loves what we're doing. And then once we have that relationship, I mean, we can kind of use him how he wants, and it's case by case. I mean, we're definitely going to entertain a convo with him after about getting him on board longer term and see what he's willing to do. So we don't
awesome.
want to make any promises and say he's going to be pushing this for a year or anything, but that's the goal.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is there any likelihood in the near future of you going on to the likes of Cytomask?
Well, I don't know how familiar you are with our project, but it's actually very unique in the sense that it only trades during regulated hours. It's not like the other DeFi projects, which trade 24/7 and are more straightforward. So we're in talks with a few exchanges, but it's probably going to require some kind of special arrangement where they educate their people and say Dream is the first one with regulated trading hours, but we love what they're doing, so we want to onboard them and work with them. We do have a lot of overlap with the Saitama whales, and a lot of our influencers and big holders are big holders there and in contact with the team. So that would be a pretty natural place for us to list. I mean, it's not even really launched and working properly yet, is it? So
sure.
But yeah, definitely something interesting for us. But we're not. We have no guaranteed intention to list there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about, privately quite a bit. And if we do get with a listing partner, like it's going to have to be on a basis, like Drew said, of someone who's willing to innovate with us, because there's no coins that currently trade on exchanges that only trade for certain standardized hours, right? This would be something new, and it's something we definitely think is possible. We're beginning discussions with a couple people just to just to see, what's possible, what they'd be interested in, just to gauge interest levels in something like this. But it definitely have to be a partnership of someone that was willing to innovate with us. It would be a first, which is a huge positive, is that if we did list on an exchange with these hours, it would definitely make headlines all around the crypto space because it's never been done before, right? To list a coin that only trades during standardized hours, which is something that, again, is super typical in traditional equities, but it would be a first for crypto. So yeah, we're kind of jousting back and forth with a couple people, testing things out. But yeah, there's nothing set in stone, and we don't want to promise anything on that yet. But I do want to highlight the fact that if we're able to get a deal like this done, it would be massive, right? It would make headlines all around the space because it would be a first. So it's something that we're definitely, the prospect of is exciting. But something that it's a longer term goal, and we have a lot of things on the roadmap that we're excited to get done first before we start exploring things like that in a really meaningful sense.
Okay, man. Listen, appreciate everything that you do, and it's an awesome project, and I'm definitely in. So thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the support. All right, we got a Dram Shop.
Awesome, man. Hey, fellas. Jordan here, and I do the composing and the sound design for the Dream game, and also all the audio engineering stuff. And I just wanted to jump in on this one and kind of echo what you guys are saying. First off, thank you to Drew and City for just crushing it as always. As someone who works on the inside of this, it's just really cool, and I 100% believe in the mission and how innovative this project actually is. And I just wanted to bring forward this perspective of someone who does work behind the scenes with these guys, that like the community needs to remember that not only for the sake of like the mental health of the traders and the people who are investing in on this token, it's also the mental health of us, like the people who are actually working on this. And so it's important to remember that, because now with standardized hours, we can strategize a lot better, we can hit goals a lot more effectively, and we're not going to burn out. And I just think that's super important. And so when we're talking about, bigger exchange listings and all these things that will absolutely make headlines, like City is saying, furthermore, just teams are going to make notice of take note of that, and they're going to want to get in on that. And it just means that the Dream Chain, its future is going to be really, really strong. For that reason, especially just for the well-being of the team. So I just wanted to say that, and thank you guys personally again. And yeah, man, just happy to be a part of this team.
Sorry, I didn't recognize your handle, but yeah, thank you you've been crushing it for us. So we really appreciate that. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Like we're always transparent here. When we first launched this, we knew that, it made sense, but you never really know what it's going to be like when you're actually live and have thousands of people buying it and the pressures that come with that and starting to deliver. But as soon as I did 2-3 days operating this project, I knew that this was the real deal and that a lot of devs are going to jump on this because, well, honestly, my personal mental health has been significantly better. Like running a project before, when it's 24 hours, it's constant pressure. As a dev, you always are like, you have to sleep. It's impossible to never sleep, and literally anything could happen. So I've had projects that I've worked with and on before where you wake up and the price is cut in half, and you wake up to a ton of FUD and people complaining, and it's just it's really stressful as a dev.
100%. Yeah.
We've been able to strategize way better, and just I think that it's extremely attractive, and a bunch of devs will jump on this, and a lot of them have already reached out. We're just not ready to accept them yet officially, but once we're closer to the Dream Chain launch, we'll start vetting and lining up our first few, and all of that's going to kind of funnel back into the Dream token. Like the goal for this is to turn the tax off and run it like a real top 100, 200 crypto, and have our own exchange like a Uniswap or Pancake Swap type of thing, but take it one step further and incubate our own projects.
Yeah, that's amazing. And yeah, well said. Because we've all woken up and felt that sting, man. As whether you're an investor or someone who's working on a team, we've all woken up and just had our heart drop, and just trying to manage all that. So this has been a breath of fresh air for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for coming up, man. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, just to reiterate, like Jordan's doing all the music for the game, and even other products that we're launching. He's the complete sound engineer behind this whole thing. So even running the YouTube channels. So there's if you've noticed, if you listen to our YouTube interviews, there's a little song that plays before and after, and we're really running it like a professional, like you would hear on a professional podcast. And he's the audio engineer behind all of that. So yeah, just want to thank you for your efforts publicly, because you're a huge part of what we do here, man.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome. Any other questions or speakers? Feel free to throw your hand up, and the floor is yours if there's any more questions out there.
Okay, well, we're available in our Telegram. There's tons of amazing mods too. So yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody who's been helping along the way. Really, to get something like this, like it's not a couple person job. It's a huge job to do this properly, and I think we're crushing it. I mean, we've had some obstacles with the private sale, which I think I still believe very strongly we made the right move there, and we got most of them out. I think that we're going to see a very high percentage of people going for that loyalty badge and staking their tokens right away, and we're just getting started here. So thank you to everyone, and excited for the future, and talk to you guys soon.
Take care, guys. Chat soon.